Hi everybody, I'm Mike, and this is the Spelunky Daily Challenge for December 24th, 2013. Let's go, little friend. Off into the depths of the mines. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I say that every time, but I really do hope that you are having a wonderful day. To those of you who celebrate today, I hope that you guys are, well, I guess today or tomorrow. I hope that you're having a wonderful, or going to have a wonderful day with your friends and family. I guess since I'm recording this on the 24th and it's going up on the 25th, yeah. I guess it would be tomorrow that you would be celebrating. When I was growing up, we grew up in a I grew up in a French-Canadian Catholic family, and the celebration was essentially from the 24th through the 25th and whatnot, and there was a tradition that a lot of French Canadians from my particular corner of the world in central Canada, who have a tradition called Réveillon, which means roughly, réveil means to wake up, or to, in this case it would be to stay up all night, after having slept and gone to midnight mass. Essentially, when I was a kid, what would happen was I would either go to an early, quote-unquote, midnight mass, which is just Catholic Church, and I forgot to put my stuff on mute. Just be a sec, guys. My apologies for that. But yeah, you'd either go to a church service, like a Catholic church service, at like 8 or 9 p.m., or you'd wait until the later ones that were supposed to go at midnight. And then, I guess beforehand, you were supposed, if you didn't go to the actual midnight mass, the one that was at midnight, you tried to take a bit of a nap so that you wouldn't be super tired from staying up all night. But, I mean, as a kid, I could never sleep, and from what I understood, my cousins could never sleep. Because, I mean, it's the beginning of Christmas and stuff. And, I mean, for those of you who don't celebrate it, I mean, it's kind of like the beginning of, you know, knowing that your birthday is coming up or something like that. You're going to see a whole bunch of family, you're going to, you know, potentially be unwrapping presents. And, I mean, when you're a kid, that's totally a huge deal. So, I know there was generally not a lot of sleeping. There was generally a lot of pretending to sleep, but staying awake. And, yeah, that's basically what happened. And then, after you got back from midnight mass, or the family got back from midnight mass, you would go home, grab some stuff, and then the family would get together. I guess depending on, when I was a kid, it was kind of depending on which side of the family that we went to go celebrate on. When I was a kid, it was mostly on my mom's side, and as I got a little bit older, it was mostly with my stepdad's side. And yeah, you'd get together and have a huge potluck, and all your cousins and aunts and uncles and stuff like that would be there, and it was a good time. And that was a party that would go on until the morning or the afternoon of the next day, from what I understood, from what I remember anyway. But It doesn't happen so much on either side of the family anymore. But yeah, when we did this Réveillon thing when I was a kid on my mom's side of the family, I was the only kid for a while, because I am the oldest of my generation in my family. All of my cousins, not that there's a whole bunch of them, but there are 4 of them, are all younger than me. I mean, I've still got one cousin that's, I think, 16. And, yeah, none of them are, I think, older than their late 20s at this point, other than me. And, yeah. So for a while, just wasn't too much to, wasn't too much hanging out with the cousins and whatnot going on. But on my stepdad's side, there was a bunch of us. Like, there were just a bunch of us kids. And we'd all get together, and it was usually held at a place actually pretty close to where I live currently, which was also a place that I lived pretty close to for most of my childhood. And yeah, we would get together there and do the hanging out, and there were games and stuff, and eating and hanging out with your cousins and doing all sorts of stuff to get into trouble in the case of me and my cousins. At least on that side of the family. And sometimes we would have access to we'd always have access to the arena there, but sometimes we'd have access to the indoor arena, which was just next door, which was also fun. But every year we'd get all the cousins together and play some hockey, and then eventually our dads would join us, and it would be the nephews versus the uncles, and that was always a fun time. But yeah, so I know you're probably thinking, how how completely French Canadian, or just plain old Canadian, period, that sounds, but that's essentially what went on when I was a kid. And yeah, like it. It's something, unfortunately, we haven't done in years on either side of the family. I don't celebrate Christmas with my stepdad's side of the family anymore, and my mom's side of the family is a lot more subdued now. And I'm guessing that's probably the case on the other side of the family as well, because a bunch of us are adults now, and a bunch of my cousins have kids now, and I don't think there are any teenagers on my estranged stepdad's side of the family, so I think we're all adults at this point, which is weird. But yeah, as a little bit later on in some of my later adolescence, I kind of skipped out on the whole Christmas thing, and with my family, or would only go for a shorter period of time. And, then I would hang out with some friends of mine. We started our own holiday traditions in some ways, like going to go see movies and stuff like that. Or I'd get together with my Russian Jewish friends and decorate the New Year tree. Turns out you can get Christmas trees for really, really cheap after Christmas Day. Who knew? Yeah, essentially by that time you're picking them up for free. So we'd go decorate that and do whatever. But Blue Frog OP. I don't know if any of this is interesting to anyone. Kind of hearing a dude blather on about his holiday traditions, but I know that a lot of people are interested about that sort of thing. I know I am, because I mean, the way that, you know, my family celebrated the holidays is vastly different than the way, you know, most of my friends now celebrate the holidays. Whereas when I was a kid, that wasn't really a thing. I mean, everybody kind of did stuff mostly the same way. But I mean, as you get older and, you know, you become more worldly and you meet people from different places, you know, you learn these things. I always thought that was interesting. I mean, even people that I grew up in the same city with that just had, you know, a different culture or... Oh, there we go. Can you go up and grab that ruby? There we go. Shooting all the things. Turn around. There you go. Gonna come and grab this gold. But yeah, I mean, essentially, I hope that whatever you and your family or whatever your situation is, if you know, if you're just hanging out, or if, you know, today is just like a Tuesday or a Wednesday for you, and there's, you know, not much cause for celebration or whatnot. Yeah, I hope that you and your families stay nice and safe, because I mean, yeah. I don't know, I don't really see a reason for that not to happen. There we go, shoot that. Let's get in. There you go. Am I gonna make it? Oh, I did! Oh my god, Blue Frog, OP. And now we're gonna go... What? There you go. And you're gonna get shot, and wow. That's dumb. That's really dumb. It was like, you know what you should be doing? Giving him back his boomerang. There you go. Shoot you. I can't get up there without throwing a rope up there, so maybe I'll just do that instead. Now we're gonna sacrifice a whole whack of bodies. There we go. And there we go. Finally. Boop boop. I wonder how close we are to getting the Kapala. You know, I'm sure most of you probably think, you know, Mike, you have 15 ropes. In order to make this easier on yourself, you could probably use some of them. Yeah, I probably could, but I can get through without using any resources? How awesome is that? Yeah, I sacrificed a bunch of, well, I was going to say a bunch of people, but, I mean, Douglas doesn't really count as people. He counts as a Puglas. That was dumb after I blew up the ground. Alright. So it looks like we are off to the ice caves, which is a good thing. I would be super pleased if, you know, there would also be some sort of cape or jetpack as part of our loadout here. But that is not how things are panning out, so I guess we're gonna have to deal. Ooh, yay, boomerang. That's good, I guess. Boom! Alright. So I'm thinking. Put that down there. I put Puglas down like, yeah. I put Douglas down like that, he won't fall off the edge, and we will be able to save him. And that makes me happy. Oh, we didn't find the black market. I was like, why? I can't believe I'm at the ice caves already, and it's because I didn't find the black market. Which is weird, because I didn't even ping. I had the Jedi, so what's the deal? I have angered Kali for some unforeseen reason. I guess something or someone stepped on a mine, and that was bad news bears for Mike. Oh! I totally didn't even realize that this was a psychic presence level. What? Go away, blocks. Ugh. There we go. well, I was going to say free jetpack, but it was far from being free. We ended up using a bunch of bombs to get it, but it's a jetpack that we didn't have to kill a shopkeeper for, and we didn't have to directly pay money for. So that's totally a thing, and I'm happy about that. And all we had to do was kill an alien lord. You know what? I totally forgot to look for Doug the Pug, which pretty much makes me the worst man. This is where we would be sacrificing ourselves had we the Ankh. Well, at least on this level is where we would be sacrificing ourselves. Boop. Sorry, Puffin. Ooh. That one guy's playing Borderlands 2. Well, that is awesome, because that is what he and I are going to be playing after I'm done the daily. It was actually something that he picked me up today. It was a very thoughtful gift, and I had played the crap out of the first Borderlands on my Xbox, but I had never played Borderlands 2, nor had I played any Borderlands game ever on PC. So that was that's an experience, and it's actually pretty fluid. I didn't know how it would translate over from controller to mouse and keyboard, because I mean that was really the only way I had ever played it before. But it was nice and fluid, and I liked the controls, and it's definitely a game that I am looking forward to playing again very soon. Like in a minute, really. Not literally a minute, but after I'm done with the daily here. Then we're gonna jump up here. Grab this guy. Hey, buddy. Pop him in here. What am I missing? I have all of this stuff, and I have pretty much all the ropes in the world. Don't really need them. I'm gonna grab my shotgun and go. So it looks like the best that we could do at this point is beating Olmec. Now, that is definitely a possibility, because we haven't fulfilled the prerequisites to go to hell. And hopefully we will be able to find our way over to Olmec. And be super victorious. Oh. I didn't mean to do that! That is more along the lines of what I meant to do. Yeah, I guess let's bomb here. There you go. Not gonna stick around for that. I'm not gonna go to the City of Gold because I don't really need to. It's a good place to make some money, but I don't even have any bombs, so is it super useful for me to go there? No, probably not. I was afraid that he was going to start spitting locusts at me, and then I was going to be in a place where I was pretty screwed. There we go. He's gonna jump around like he's one of the founding members of House of Pain. forgot that there was a stupid arrow trap up there. Oh well. We get to 2-2, I think. Or 4-2, rather. Yeah, 4-2. That's not bad. We're 8th of the daily challenge. Not that that's going to stay that way. It is very, very early on in the daily challenge, but you got a semi-respectable score, I suppose. It's over 100,000. I know for a lot of people that's not really what you... It's not really the best... the score that you can hope for, but I'm in the top page for right now, and that makes me feel okay. Yeah. I wonder how many people are doing the daily for today. Because most stuff is going to be closed down, and hopefully most people... well, I guess hopefully a lot of people are spending time with their loved ones because they've got the time off, whether or not they're celebrating anything, but... Yeah. Anyway, that's gonna about do it for this this daily challenge. So if you like this episode and you want to show it a little bit of love, or you just want to support the series, feel free to go ahead and click on that thumbs up button down below. If you haven't subscribed and you feel like that's something that you want to do, feel free to do that as well. If you have any positive or negative feedback, or you just want to, post your score to chart it alongside mine, or to show off, feel free to do that in the comment section down below. If you want to join me on Facebook or on Steam, you can do that by clicking on one of the links in the description, and it'll bring you to right where you need to go. But I have been Mike, and you have been you, and this has been the Spelunky Daily Challenge for December 25th, 2013. I hope that you all have a wonderful and safe holiday, whether or not you are celebrating. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.